What's going on, guys? Coach Angelski, we're back with another pass rush play video. Today we got Laiatu Latu, absolute demon out of UCLA, 6'5", 265, Sacramento, California kid. Played at Washington last year, had an outstanding year last year, had a great year this year, 49 total tackles, 13 sacks, 2-2 for interceptions and fumbles. Listen, man, this guy is a baller. Another guy with absolute killer instinct. Another guy who falls under that category of edge rusher, EDGE in all caps, that they have this new thing going around now. You know me, man, I'm an old soul at heart, so nothing wrong with the power eye and the fullback coming at a pistol, man. Nothing wrong with that for me. But as offenses evolve, defensive guy needs to evolve, and we need to stay a step up. So Latu is one of those guys, man. He plays the off-ball linebacker. He plays the edge rusher. He can play against the run. He can play against the pass. He drops back in coverage. You're going to see here on this first play even, he does an awesome job playing in coverage and getting a pick six here. Or it might be close to a pick six, down at the 1 yard line. But either way, a guy that could really do it all. Personally, I see him as a Micah Parsons type player. So, Micah Parsons being one of the best defensive players in the league this year, I think Latu has the ability to come into the league next year as a rookie and make an instant impact. Definitely a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate, considering what we see from this film, right? So we talked about it in the last video, how we don't know where things are going to fall yet. We still got 3 games coming up, 2 this weekend, and then the Super Bowl coming up. So guys don't know where they're standing at right now. Majority of the league does. We don't know, what's going to happen with all these trade options back and forth in the draft. So, again, every video we talk about it, man, I could ramble on and on and on about these stud athletes, man, and these guys that are really putting on for the defensive line position. But we're going to get into it, right? I think this is the fastest we've ever gotten into it. What's it, 2 minutes, and we're about to already get into the highlight tape, which is great. Again, thank you to California for another quality highlight tape he puts together. Let's get right into it here. So Latu comes off the edge here, 15, right? Again, makes a great play. The first play of the highlight tape is a pick from a defensive lineman. You love it. You love when your defensive linemen get the ball. Right? That's some of the best feelings in the world, when your big guys up front get to shine a little bit. All right, we're gonna take it back to this play a little bit. All right, just talk about what we saw from Latu here. All right, so Latu gets a good get off on the ball. Right, reads pass. Feels the cut, right? So obviously there's something in Latu's game plan where he knows if this cut's coming back set to him, right? Back's coming towards him, they might screen here, right? So being a upfront athlete, we need to know, hey, when we feel screen, right? If it's easy, it's sleazy. You guys have heard me say it before, right? I push it to a lot of my guys on my program, right? If it's easy, it's sleazy. They're not going to not block you, especially a guy like Latu, right? One of the premier defensive linemen in all of college football. They're not going to just not block him, right? So they try and get him with the cut here. Doesn't work out too well for him. Sprawls on top of it, uses great hands, brings those legs back, right? And now he reads screen. Here we are, setting up for screen. UCLA's D-line did a pretty good job here of trying to bottle this up, and he's got blockers out in front. So if these two guys here don't do their jobs, right, there's going to be a big gap for this guy to run. There's going to be green in front of him. So Latu does a good job getting those hands up, right? Picks his ball off, man, and this is just pure athleticism, being able to run at 6'5", 270, being able to get up and get the ball here and take the ball down to the 1 yard line or in the end zone, whatever they called it here. All right, here we got Coastal Carolina. Latu's up top here. I cut out a couple of these plays just because I kind of wanted to optimize our time, what we got here. I know you guys got a short attention span, kids your age, man, so we're gonna try and speed this up as much as possible. All right, Latu up top off the edge here. Gives a good straight rush, right? 64 gets hands-on, but instead, Latu's, again, going to get hands-on, man, and he clears right away, right? He gets hands-on, he gets that punch, or he gets that guy over his toes a little bit, puts that punch into his chest, right, and just throws him off here. We're going to come over with both arms, right? So instead of that swipe, that we saw a swipe from Jared Verse, it's one of his best moves, right? Jared Verse comes around with that two-hand swipe, right? Clears both hands, step through, and then clears the corner there. But Latu, he gives a punch, and then he just comes through with his hands here, which I really like to see. So if we see Latu again, top of the screen, we're going to skip this bottom play here. Top of the screen. All right, gets hands on here, swipes through with those violent, quick hands, right? And he has enough balance to turn this corner here, right? And he's going to just keep fighting, and finish on the play. Great job by Latu. All right, here we go. So we got Latu on the bottom of the screen against USC, right? Real good Pac-12 football going on this year. All right, so let's see Latu. He's going to line up in that, and that's the thing about Latu, man. He's the edge rusher, off-ball linebacker. He's considered defensive line. You know, it's a hybrid guy that you don't really know where we're putting him yet, right? So he lines up on that 3 technique, that outside eye of the guard here. You could call it the 4 technique, the inside eye of the tackle. Either way, he gets a good get off lined up on the guard. He's lined up interior. You know, gets a very good get off. Here we go, good get off. He knows his move here. All right, he's going to lock up and just come over top with the swim, right? He comes over top of that inside arm, swims over top, and it looked like just a miscommunication here. If you can see right here, it looks like just a miscommunication between the guard and tackle here, right? Defensive end came off, tackle thought he was going to have to pick him up. He ended up not having to. You know, so great job by Latu knowing what his assignment was here and really getting upfield fast and coming to make a play on this quarterback. Again, this is one of my favorite plays from Latu. I've watched this over and over and over again. We got UCLA, Arizona here. So we got Latu up in his 2-point stance up top, right, rushing the edge. He's going to be working off of this tight end or wing back from Arizona here. So, right, gives that inside move, already makes that tight end commit, right? So, especially being an elite pass rusher, getting to work against a tight end is such a privilege, right? Because not all the time tight ends are, you know, as physically sound and as fundamentally sound as those big tackles, right? Those big tackles, especially those blindside tackles, they're your premier guys up front, right? So getting to work against the tight end is a little bit of a privilege. So you see him give that inside stab move, right? That inside stab move's already going to bring that weight of that tight end over, right? Weight of the tight end comes over into the inside. Active hands. Look at the bend on Latu here. Look at the bend. His head is almost looking straight down into the ground. Obviously, you know, we don't want to teach that to guys that, you know, put your head down to the ground, because that's what leads to getting blocked, getting ran out of the play here. Because what 84 should be doing here, right, is getting those hands right on that back of the plate here and just running him out so his quarterback could step up here. But Latu is, again, a freak athlete, 6'5", 270, with great bend like this. So you're able to have your leverage this low, right, and have a good center mass and, you know, have good leverage in your lower half here, right? You're able to do that at 6'5", man. That is a premier attribute to have. All right, now he's just going to turn the corner. He can't keep up, right? Latu keeps that same speed, and that's what I really love about his edge presence, right? Is he keeps that same speed coming through that edge, right, and turning the corner, as we call it, stepping through, running the hoop, as I like to call it to my kids as well, right? He has such good leverage and such good speed turning the corner against some of these outside guys, man. That it's remarkable, honestly, because he's just going to turn the corner and keep running. 84 doesn't have a chance. 84 doesn't have a chance. He's going to finish with reckless abandon on the quarterback, right? And that's something we love to see. We'll watch it again right here one more time. All right, here we go. He gives him that inside move, gives him that outside, and now he's just going to drop. He's going to rip underneath. Look at his pad level, guys. His pad level is something that is second to none. Gives that inside stab, right? Sets up the ghost rush here, drops that pad level, and 84's toast, right? 84 is done to the rights. And he's just going to run by him, and keep working and finish on the quarterback. Man, one of my favorite Latu clips is this one, man. This just shows so much balance, so much athleticism, the agility, right? And his mind to know, man, hey, I'm working against this tight end here. I'm gonna make him work, right? And I'm gonna test him on the outside. Another one of my favorite plays, right? Against San Diego State earlier in the year. Latu, again, we talked about before, likes to play that off-ball linebacker spot, right? He'll drop back into coverage. He'll line up in that 5 technique, that 7 technique. He'll drop back into coverage and make a play. Another one of those hybrid guys that we need in the NFL as a defensive guy. We need that in the NFL as a defensive guy to be able to combat the evolving offenses here in today's society of the NFL and today's football, man. I know NFL's a copycat league, and you know a lot of things these kids see in college they've seen already when they get to the NFL. So, you know, great job by Latu being able to do something like this here, where he's going to fake that rush and he's going to drop back into coverage, right? And he's just going to read this tunnel screen here. He sees this tunnel screen coming through. All right, he's got blockers out in front, reads the tunnel screen, and he's got this guy sized up, right? So at 6'5", 270 pounds, this guy needs to come down and make an open field tackle in the alley, right? If not, this might be a touchdown, man. There's a lot of green grass in front of him right here. All right, so Latu, again, great closing speed at the line of scrimmage on 4th down, great closing speed, sizes him up, and then we get downhill, right? Get downhill, wraps him up, and makes the tackle at the line of scrimmage for a turnover on downs. It's absolutely unbelievable the things this guy can do, man. All right, here we go. We got Latu going up against Oregon State. Again, another great game. I loved this was one of the best games I saw all year. Another Pac-12 matchup. And Pac-12 football was absolutely phenomenal this year, guys. We got a lot of great football from the Pac-12 guys over at, Oregon State, Washington State was good really early in the year. UCLA was a quality football team. USC was a quality football team with Caleb Williams over there. We've got a lot of good football coming from the Pac-12 this year. It's sad to see them go. All right, here we go. Latu at the bottom of your screen here against Oregon State. All right, he's going to come off his rush. He's just going to swipe and give him a hop step, right? Swipe and give him a hop step, and he's by him here. He's by him. He blows by 67. All right, so here we go one more time. All right, he's going to come up. He's going to size him up. He's going to give some space off the rush, right? He's not going to fly off the ball, right? He comes off a little slow, right? It just gives him a little bit of time to think. Give this guy a little bit of time to think. All right, comes off that ball, gives him his hop step. All right, swipes those hands through, and now he's going to close on the quarterback here. Here we go against Washington State, another good program. Down on the bottom here, circled in red. Latu's just going to work, and he's going to keep working, and he's going to get the sack here. Let's watch this again, man. I love to see these kind of things from, these big physical guys that are really out here working their tail off. And when we talk about reckless abandon, right, when we talk about that relentless effort to get to the quarterback, right, it's effort every single time, right? Effort makes an average football player good. All right, so this is a good job by this Wazoo tackle here, being able to contain him, right? He's got a good on the kick, right? He doesn't really have the edge. If he tries to work this edge a little more, he has that outside arm, all right? And he has that inside arm working on the inside pad of this tackle. So he's going to work the outside, and he feels himself getting caught up, right? There's a rush lane here. All right, so instead of getting caught up, right, he's just going to counter back inside. He counters back inside, brings his weight inside because he knows this tackle is sitting back, right? So now all the weight's over his toes. Now all the weight's over this tackle's toes. He's going to bring all of his power inside. All right, he's going to keep working. He's going to finish over with that swipe swim. Right, swipe swim, one of my favorite moves. I talked about it last video, right? The swipe swim is a deadly move, right? Just works over his hands with the swipe swim, and now he's got him cleared. Now his back's to this guy here. He's got him cleared, and now he's just going to finish, again, with reckless abandon on our quarterbacks here. Something you see from Latu almost every play. All right, here's Latu against Washington. He's going to be up top. Again, Washington, another very good program, played in the College Football National Championship this year. All right, we're going to see him just get rid. He just gets rid of this guy here. Just get rid of this guy. All right, and now he's going to come flat, square him up, make a tackle in the alley for a loss on third down, big third down, right? That ultimately leads to a Washington punt. And again, a guy that could play the rush, he could play the pass, he could drop back in coverage, right? He understands his ability to play the run game, which is such a big thing for some of these edge guys, because a lot of time you look for a premier edge rusher, and what do? They rush the edge, right? We have a lot of guys in the New York Jets that just rush the edge, right? That last year really weren't those run stoppers that we needed off the edge, and this year they've evolved into that, right? So guys like this that you get that have a natural ability to play the run and play the pass, and they could drop back into coverage, are guys you can't pass up on. All right, bottom of your screen. Let's see what he does against Utah here. Right, gives him that hop step again, and he's going to give him that swipe swim. Right, the swipe swim is one of his favorite moves, one of Jared Verse's favorite moves. It's a very, very effective move up front. It's the first one I've perfected as a defensive lineman, as a defensive end, rushing the passer. The first thing I perfected was my swipe swim. It's my favorite move. All right, works that swipe swim, just turns the corner, drops his shoulder, and that little drop of the shoulder that takes his leverage from here down to here helps tremendously. When that offensive lineman cannot get hands on that shoulder, right, and run you out because you just dropped that a little tiny bit, right, it's going to help you a ton. All right, and he's going to sack Cam Rising here. Here we go, just with the swipe swim. Step through, he steps through with that inside foot. Right, swipe, swim, step through, and then he drops the shoulder, right, so it's all into another, right? It's move after move after move. We take our arsenal and we build it around these moves, right? So now I know, okay, I can combo this move with this move. You guys ever play Mortal Kombat? You know it, man. You get that guy in the corner and you combo your double punch with your heavy kick, and then your heavy kick with your special move, right? And it's the same kind of thing here, man. Same kind of thing as you work your moves into another, right? So we get the swipe, and then we get the swim, and then we get the step through, and then we get the shoulder drop, right? And then we get the shoulder drop, and what happens on the drop of the shoulder? And now he's by, right? Because he doesn't drop their shoulder. He stays at even pad level with this guy. This guy's just going to run him out. Cam Rising's going to step up and deliver a ball on third down. But instead, he's going to drop that shoulder, turn the corner with such good speed, and he's going to have the balance to finish. Again, against UCLA or USC here for UCLA, we see again that Latu's lined up in that 3 technique, or in that inside 4, right? He's lined up inside. and he's going to work against the guard again. So now he's going to get the double team, right? So it's the same play we saw from before on the defensive side of the ball, right? That stand-up defensive end drops back into coverage, right? So that tackle realizes, because this is later in the game now, tackle realizes, oh, okay, I don't have to block him now. He's dropping into coverage. Now we're going to double team on 15, right? So he works, gets skinny, right? Turns on the guard here. Tackle tries to help out. He's already beat the guard, right? So you beat one by getting skinny. Works with that swipe one more time, right? Swipes, gets skinny, steps through, and now he's got to work on the tackle, right? And now the tackle is just out of position, right? So obviously Latu is coming this way towards the quarterback, towards Caleb Williams here, and 71 is on his back, right? So the best bet 71 has is to run him down right over here. So Caleb Williams is going to have somewhere to step up. But what do we do here? Latu is just too fast, too explosive off the ball and out of his breaks, right, that he's just going to chase him around, doesn't quite get him, but look at the hustle, look at the effort from 15, man. Look at the hustle and effort from 15. I'm going to let this play out in full speed because this is just unreal. Here we go. Beats him, doesn't quite get him there. Oh, he's running. Here comes Latu, man, finishing on the quarterback. Here we go, another clip against USC here. All right, so Latu's down here. We're in the middle of our rush, no big deal. All right, so he's one-on-one with the tackle here. Latu is one-on-one with the tackle. All right, he gets locked up. He gets hands on. He's creating distance, right? Creating distance with those hands. He's got good leverage. He's under the tackle's pad level. At 6'5", it is very, very difficult to have good leverage at 6'5", man, but he does it so well. Right now, he's just going to work him back into Caleb Williams. Work him back, and he is going to have the relentless effort we talk about. I said it 20 times this video. You're going to hear me say it another 500 times until the next year starts, right? And every time I'm on here, you'll hear me talk about the relentless effort, and that's what we got from Latu here. Right? And he gets the sack, right? You get rewarded. We talked about it last week. You get rewarded from having effort, right? From being a hustler, right? You get rewarded for those things because there's guys that work their one pass rush move doesn't work. All right, play off. Or all right, I had a sack last play. Now I'm going to take another play off, right? If you hustle and if you put your effort in, right, the plays will reward you. All right, we're going to go last one here. This is one of my favorite plays. We have Latu playing the run here against Pitt earlier in the year. So what does he do? He feels action goes down, right? Linemen go down. He squeezes the air out of it, right? And here comes this H-back. This H-back's going to come try and kick Latu here, right? What do you read pre-snap, right? You read pre-snap. You know, we see, all right, linemen go down as soon as the ball snapped. Now I have to take air. H-back's coming at me. You're expecting the kick. Latu's expecting the kick here, but he doesn't get kicked, right? He's just going to get chipped a little bit, right? He's going to get chipped, and he's going to try and log him, right? He's going to try and log him and just get in front so we can get an edge here for this quarterback to run this keeper for this touchdown, right? But Latu, he gets behind, throws him by here, so he doesn't let this block stick, doesn't let himself get blocked by this guy, right? Off that measly little try and wall him off there. If you're going to try and block him, if you're going to try and wall off Latu, you're going to need to log him fully, right? You can't just half-ass it like this. Here we go. So Latu comes back flat. Quarterback sees he's got nothing with this outside defender, right? Outside defender stays outside. You know he has help inside, which is Latu here. It's a lot of help inside, right? Feels the help inside, makes him counter back, and Latu's going to make the play. All right? Listen, man, another guy who is top of everybody's draft boards, right? Another guy who is a elite athlete, who is a game wrecker. When we talk about game wrecker, these are the guys we're talking about. All right, so great stuff here from Latu. Hopefully we'll be back in this coming week talking about some more. I want to get into Byron Murphy, an interior guy I haven't gotten into yet out of Texas. All right, we're going to get into him this week, and then hopefully we can start putting together a draft board, and we can get back for that with you guys. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you guys this week. Thank you.